taking the Middleburg train, and we're going to the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. Here we go. All aboard. So we're on the train, on the way to Boston. Getting there. There goes our train. And this is the Museum of Fine Arts. This is the Fenway entrance, and this hasn't been open in decades. But they opened it up because of the construction over there. And this is the Fenway entrance. And this horse is from the Tang Dynasty in 8th century China. Isn't it beautiful? It's terracotta. Can you see it? It's saddled. The Chinese invented stirrups. What a beautiful sculpture that is. This earthenware is also from the Tang Dynasty in China. It's glazed. It's wearing a saddle. It's also very beautiful. The Tang Dynasty was about 1618 to 907, and that was in China. This horse is made out of stoneware, and he's got a yellow glaze. So he might look like he's made out of wood, but he's not. Isn't he wonderful? He's wearing no tack at all. You are going to love this. This is a pair of polo players, and they are female polo players on polo ponies. I like the way these ponies are fed. I approve of their stable management. These are also made out of earthenware, and they're from the Tang Dynasty in China too. Have some good action they've got. She's swinging down there to hit the ball. That's great. This horse is also from China. He's from the Northern Wei Dynasty in the first half of the 6th century AD. He is also made out of painted earthenware. So sometimes it looks like they might be made out of something else. Like it might appear as if he's made out of metal or bronze, but he's not. He's made out of clay, and he's painted. I love his gesture. He's rounded. He looks like he's engaged. He's on the bit. Good job. This horse is also from China. Did I mention that the Chinese are credited with the invention of stirrups, and battles have been won and lost, decided the army had the advantage who had the stirrups? I digress. This horse is from the Western Han Dynasty, 1st century BC. He is also made out of clay. It's an oil painting by John Constable. He was a famous landscape painter from 1776 to 1837. The name of this painting is Weymouth Bay from the Downs above Osmington Mills. It was painted about 1816, and there is a horse in it. Just above the figure are a pair of horses plowing the fields, and it was just such a beautiful landscape that I said, oh, thank goodness there's a horse in it. You deserve to see it. Here's one more painting by John Constable. This one was done in about 1815. It's entitled Stour Valley and Dedham Church, and of course it's also an oil painting as well. And the horses are attached to a cart overlooking this beautiful landscape. Now I'm really happy. I found an Edgar Degas, and this one was painted in 1869. It's called At the Races in the Countryside, and of course it's an oil painting. And although he's known for painting his ballet figures, he also did a number of racehorse figures. And I am happy to report that the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston has one out on exhibition today. I'm delighted to show it to you. Aren't you glad you don't ride in this saddle? This is made out of bone. It's on a wood core. It's lined with hide, and it's covered with birch bark, and it has traces of paint left on it. It was probably Tyrolean, and it was made in around 1430 to 1460. Tyrolean meaning Central Europe. I wanted to give you another angle of that saddle. Last view of the saddle. Not a lot of padding. This is a sculpture made by Jean-Auguste Barre, and it is made out of bronze, and it is made in about 1837. It's French, and it depicts Mary of Burgundy, who was a 15th century princess, and she was the wife of an emperor. And this bronze represents a poignant moment before she had a hunting accident. You see, she's got a falcon on her hand there, and here she has her assistant trying to catch the horse and prevent the accident. It's the moment just before tragedy, captured forever in this beautiful piece of artwork. Her page is trying to stop the tragedy. This is an Indian hunting scene depicting a prince and a princess on horseback. It's from northern India. It's from the 18th century, and it's a watercolor. It's watercolor in gold. It's on paper. How great is this? This is a board game with pegs and holes, and it's from Lebanon, perhaps Tyre. It's from the Middle Bronze Age, about 2000 to 1500 BC. It's made out of limestone, and it was popular from Egypt to Iran. And you had to throw the dice to move the pieces. The figures that are closest to us are the horse heads, and the figures who are farthest from us are the hound's head. So one person would play the other. In a board game, 4,000-year-old board game. Imagine that, with horses. I thought for fun, I'd just shoot you a view of the mummies, because nobody ever wants to go to the Museum of Fine Arts and not see the mummies. Here's one right here. And the canopic jars have a human head, a baboon head, a hawk head, horse the hawk, and a jackal, and those hold the vital organs of the deceased, but no horse. Sorry, but they're pretty cool. And I thought I'd give you one more mummy shot. They're pretty dry. Because that's the kind of person I am, thoughtful like that. This is from the Temple of Athena at Athos in Turkey. It's Heracles, and he's driving off a band of centaurs. They're half man and half horse. This is a frieze off the top of the temple. Half man, half horse. It is carved in stone. It's beautiful. Mary Cassatt says it's time for lunch. Little bird friend for lunch. Here we go. Come, buddy. One piece of bread. Delicious. Friend's gonna get it. Go ahead. All right. There. Here's a big piece.